Howdy team, it's 9:30 in the morning and we're soon to get underway. We're camping here in St. Augustine, Florida at the KOA, and because it was forecast to rain last night, we decided we were going to stop and get ourselves a little cabin so that our tent wouldn't be all that wet. The KOA is fairly nice here, I suppose, in terms of being professionally organized and fairly well maintained. And we were able to be fairly comfortable in the cabin last night. Had air conditioning, if you can believe that. Didn't do any filming yesterday because we were concerned it was going to rain. I didn't want to have the camera out in the rain. Today, forecast looks pretty good up until about mid-late afternoon. We're set to arrive in Orlando this afternoon. But first this morning, we're going to go and see the Castillo de San Marcos here in St. Augustine. All right, and we're off. Yeah, that's the St. Augustine lighthouse. I think it's the oldest brick lighthouse in the US, or the largest brick lighthouse in the US, or the brickiest brick lighthouse in the US. I don't know, it's the most something of something in some geographical region. Yeah, Bricky McLighthouse, I don't know. Anyway, it's the St. Augustine Lighthouse, and it's famous for something. I remember reading about it when we were doing the lighthouse tour in the Outer Banks. And so I said to myself, Self, we need to go by and at least take a look at the St. Augustine Lighthouse. Anastasia State Park, Lighthouse Museum, right lane. Okay, Anastasia State Park is where we were hoping to camp. And we got recommendations for camping there too. Unfortunately, it was all booked up by the time we went to book it. Now, however far 2,000 feet is. I mean, what is 2,000 feet? Here we go. I guess this is 2,000 feet. All right. St. Augustine Lighthouse Museum entrance. All right, this looks like the place to be. Morning.
Hello, how are you?
Fine, thanks. How about yourself?
Good, thank you. We have day tickets and we have year passes. The day tickets are on the inside, and I'm selling the year passes out here.
Okay, yeah, I was just wondering, was there a fee to just go in and walk the grounds?
It is. It looks like this out there. There's so much more than just the lighthouse. You're here. There's 7 different museum buildings. The lighthouse is included. There's nature trails. There's actually 6 acres total of different things to do. There's exhibits on the land itself.
Okay.
It's $14.95. It gets you back on site, and then you pick and choose what you want to do.
Good. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay. It's funny talking to you through your helmet.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know where to look.
$15 to get in and walk the grounds.
I think I'd rather go do seeing our
Yeah.
because we've been fortunate enough to do a few lighthouses. So.
Watch your back. Well, we learned it was $15 a head to get into the grounds and walk around to see the lighthouse, which is a little bit stiff given that we weren't intending to stay very long. If we wanted to stay, there's several museums on the grounds and quite a number of things to see, and so there's probably value for your dollar if you want to visit the whole site. But unfortunately, we're continually put ourselves in a position where we're crunched for time, and therefore this was just a hey, let's roll by and take a look at it sort of thing, as opposed to this was our destination for the day. In fact, all right, so there you have it. That was Castillo de San Marcos, the oldest masonry fort in America. So interesting history, built by the Spanish, and then the British took it over, and then the Spanish got it back, and then the Americans got it, and then the Spanish got it, and I don't know, and back and forth and back and forth. Never actually conquered militarily. It was turned over or surrendered as a part of larger other issues. So I suppose we can look at it from the standpoint that anything we're doing now, it's research for a future trip. When we do our North American tour, now we know for sure to stop at St Augustine. Alright, we can change right. There's Fort Matanzas. That's the fort that protects the other end of the River Matanzas, I guess, which is the other way to get to St. Augustine. The fort is much smaller, pile of bricks and a bunch of guns, and it protected the other approach to St. Augustine. But here we are along Highway A1A. It is the coastal bypass route that starts up, I believe, just east of Jacksonville, Florida. At least that's where we got on it. And it heads down, into Miami. So on our left side here, that's the Atlantic Ocean. And on our right side, this is part of the Intracoastal Waterway. Don't know a lot about that, but it looks like it's a network of waterways in from the coast that you can transit up and down at least part of the eastern seaboard on. Allows you, I guess, to do some boating without having to worry about the sea, the swell, and the effect of the worst effects of the weather if you're actually on the Atlantic Ocean. So this road transits from town to town, and in between towns there's not a lot going on, and many of these towns are beach towns, so there's a bit of a tourist vibe to it. But it's certainly a lot nicer than taking 95, that's for sure. And, as you've just seen here in Florida, helmets are encouraged but not required. I think that was the same in South Carolina, wasn't it? We got some houses on the shoreline there up on stilts. And there's some more of the Intracoastal Waterway and boats taking advantage of it there. Yeah, I know, eh? That's pretty high up off the ground. I don't know if they have an elevator or how they get to and from the house there. Big staircase, maybe. So maybe a future adventure might see us rent a boat and go up and down the Intracoastal Waterway. That'd be an interesting experience. In the meantime, we're heading south
we're going to get to just north of Daytona Beach before heading inland, with our final destination today being Orlando, Florida, where we're going to ruck up for a few days in a hotel and do the Disney thing in Kissimmee.